move closer?
Not with the event right there.
See, that's what be my problem. It be cold in here.
Yeah, though.
It be cold.
Okay, appreciate you.
It be cold in here. Maybe you should put her over there. Maybe you should put her over there. No.
Oh.
Just so she won't be cold because it still be coming out of there. We gonna be hot.
Welcome to the 748 podcast on the Urban City Podcasting Network. Gerald Jabot, Bottle Papa, DJ Fingerprints. We have our very own special guest in the building, straight out of Mississippi, Vicksburg, by the way of Jacktown. Well, born and raised Vicksburg, by the way of Jacktown.
Vicksburg. You know who the hell you interviewing?
Yeah.
I ain't from no damn Vicksburg.
I don't know what I'm saying. Wait, you got ties in Vicksburg, though, right?
My wife is from Vicksburg.
Oh, that's what it is.
Wow.
Okay, that's what it is.
See, I was about
And
to
you
say,
been
you
knowing
from
Rita for
Vicksburg?
years.
I've been knowing her for a long time. I don't
And
know
you
why I
didn't
got
know that?
Vicksburg out of that. Yeah,
That's
my
some
bad.
Mississippi stuff. You can say by way of anything.
Anything. We Mississippi. It's all
I'm
good.
by way of Crystal Springs, really.
Crystal Springs, yeah, okay.
Born and raised in Jackson.
Okay.
That's right.
Born and raised in Jackson. Started off with the drums. I saw, you know what I'm saying, doing a thing and all of that. And now you are here.
Yes.
Superstar.
Oh, yeah.
Rita Prince. Superstar.
Great things. Big
Yeah.
things.
Yes.
So man, you have been working. You know, we had the Hoochie Daddy video last year. It went well. It's still doing great. You
It
know?
is. I dropped it again, and it has taken on a life
Really?
of its own again.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's crazy that you say that because I didn't know that you re-dropped it. And like last week, I was at the Mexican restaurant right there on State Street, right? And some ladies was like, "Did I see you in that Hoochie Daddy video?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Wow, y'all!" I didn't know you re-released it, but yeah.
Well, that's
So
the beauty of music, though. It's timeless.
Yes.
it always is. You
Yeah.
know, it always is. Recently, you did some writing.
Before the strike.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. The last big gig I had, writing gig, was I was writing for the Mark Twain Prize, where we were
Okay.
honoring
Yeah.
Adam Sandler. So I got to work with some amazing people: Chris Rock, David Spade, Drew Barry. I mean, it was
That's
Wow.
huge.
a host
That-
of people
yeah.
that
That's
were in
big.
anybody who had ever worked with Adam Sandler
Yes.
was there to give a tribute to him.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what was that like for you? I mean, like you amongst all of these comedian gods, you know? Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your man, Gerald Jabot. You want podcast? You got it. All you got to do is go to YouTube and download our podcast station, Urban City Podcasting, to check out the 748 podcast, the one-way show, the Trap Check-In, and of course, the freestyle show that everybody loves, Bars or None. That's right, man. Urban City Podcast Network on YouTube right now. Like, click, and subscribe to our channel. Check it out.
It's a lot of pressure. I am not comfortable.
Come on, now. You built for it.
But yeah,
Man, you think so until Chris Rock walk in the room. and
wow.
You
Wow.
just like, ooh, and this was right after his Netflix special.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
So I was kind of asking him questions about that. I wanted to ask him about a couple specials back when he had something to say about Mississippi, but I didn't think it was a good time. to
Nah,
bring
it
that
wasn't no
up.
good time to ask.
Nah,
You'll
you know.
get him back.
Yeah, but it's challenging, you know, writing for folks of that stature.
Yeah.
But some of them, they come in with their own ideas. They may need it polished. They may not need it polished. And then some
Right.
folks are like, y'all the writers, you know, just do what you want to do. And we're going to respect your craft and what you bring to the table. So it's always interesting, especially for an award show, because you're writing for so many people.
Right.
Right.
It's not like when I'm just writing for Sid in his voice. That's
Okay.
completely different. I'm shadowing him. Like when I wrote for the Emmys, I was shadowing Sid, just listen to any word he said, anything he said. It could have possibly been a joke for the actual award show that was
Gotcha.
coming up.
Gotcha.
But writing for a whole bunch of folks. Yeah.
Do you miss it?
Writing?
Yeah.
Yes. But the good thing about me, many people have asked, well, Rita, how have you been affected by the strike? Well, of
Yeah.
course, I stand in solidarity with all the writers because there wouldn't be shows
Yeah.
Okay, if there were not writers, it wouldn't be shows.
Right.
So this is like a battle between executives, and we're just asking to be paid what we deserve.
Yeah. Right.
A lot of actors and actresses and writers have been revealing their residual checks, and you can't survive out that.
No.
You know, pay us.
Yeah,
Do you
I've
think
seen
there's going
some
to be an
people.
agreement
Eventually. Yeah,
So
but
I'm
it-
ready for something to come on TV.
Man, I mean, like,
doesn't
how
look
long
like it's
has
coming
it been?
soon.
Though?
Yeah.
It's been like
Some months.
months.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and this is the first time in a long time that the writers and the actors have come together to protest and strike. So that says a lot, and it means a lot that the actors are standing with us. That's very important.
That's a good situation.
Right.
So
but
do you-
thankfully, I'm a performer too.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
So I've just ramped that up, which I just feel so sorry. It sucks for people who
are really acting.
primarily,
Yeah,
actors and
that's-
writers, and everything is on hold.
Do you think this is a situation that would wake actors up and maybe start becoming like exec producers and start doing their own
Sure.
things and situations?
Absolutely.
What does that look like for you?
Well, I'm still what I consider in the grind. I mean, I'm not opposed to producing and executive producing. I'm not opposed to that, but I'm in the performance realm right now.
Okay.
And it's a situation where you have to really, really commit to that and not be all over the place. You know.
Okay.
So if it's stand up that I'm doing right now, stand up and music, I really want to hone in and focus on those things before I jump into something that I don't have a lot of experience in.
Well, you tend to be a woman with many hustles.
Yeah.
Yes.
So tell
Yeah.
us about the workout room.
Ah, man. So years ago, I came up with this idea called the workout room. And I was going to do the show years ago, and something came up and I never even got to do it. And then I said, you know what, let me try to bring this back, because the idea behind the workout room is like when I go out and I'm performing with Sid and Ricky, I don't want to be doing material for the first time on a show with them.
Okay.
That is risky and it's silly. So we need a space, comedians and all types of performing artists, to practice and work out and test your material before you go to a performance that is paid, that you're getting paid for.
Right.
So we have comedians, poets, spoken word artists, all kind of
Yeah, I
folks
saw
are coming
that.
through the workout room to literally work out their material.
That's cool.
And the audience gives feedback. They have signs. So if you have
Oh.
a joke that hit, is like you worked it out, or keep working.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
so they
it's-
judging like the Apollo up in there.
yeah, but no Sandman.
Right.
We give grace.
Okay.
It's dope though. I really, that's a dope concept.
It
I
is.
really
Thank
like
you.
that. I see. I've looked at some of the footage. You know what I'm saying. You got some of the players. You know, from Jackson on the joint. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like Vibe Controller, Merc B.
Yeah, Merc
what I'm
and
saying?
Nardo, they're there
Nardo,
every
yeah.
week. They are excited to have a room where they can test
my
their
gosh,
material.
I think
even saw
that
you,
is-
you had a hoochie daddy on there.
Yeah, I'm working out.
You had one of the hoochie daddies?
Oh
on?
yeah. I'm working out too, because as a live music performer, that's still kind of foreign to me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm good on the stand up side. You know, still improving, but you know, on the music, I'm trying to figure out my own swag. So
Right.
I'm working it out. So yeah, I'm doing Hoochie Daddy,
Well-
Rock Me Like a Power, all this stuff. At the room. Yeah.
I think when I see your music and when I hear it and then I see it put together, I love the creative component that you do with it. You'll get right in the element, like with You Rock Me Like a Pothole, right there on Mill Street, and you was in the element
Yeah.
where the potholes is at.
Yeah, showmanship matters with music.
It does.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I saw you, the bad mother.
Yeah.
So you out there
Yeah.
playing all the instruments, huh?
Man, so I can play bass a little, and
She
of
was a
course
whole
drums.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's
Of course,
drum
the drum
queen
set is
now.
my main
Don't play
instrument.
with on the drums, you know.
I
yeah.
cannot play keys. I was capping. You know what I'm saying? I had my homie said, I was like, just show me the note, so when it gets to me, I'll know what to play. You know,
Yeah.
My mother's a piano player, but
Oh,
I never
okay.
learned how to
Yeah,
play.
I met your mom when we were out there at the video shoot.
yeah,
it's cool, cool.
She's the reason
people.
I'm musically inclined.
Okay.
But
So how did you come up with the idea for Bad Mother? Because it gives me 70s vibes.
yeah, it's really a mantra. I think sometimes as performing artists, we struggle with self-doubt, and we don't always give ourselves credit for the things that we have accomplished.
Right.
And so it's a reminder to myself and to other folks out there, like, it's all right to call yourself a bad mother.
Okay.
It's not about arrogance. It's
Yeah.
just being confident in what you bring to the table in terms of your skill set and your artistry. So yeah, it's a hype me up song for myself. You know, so
Cool.
I don't doubt that.
Cool.
Okay.
So any plans for like an album, like with the songs.
You
that
might
have
as well do a
compiled.
mixtape.
You know, like
you
a
know.
something,
Yeah.
EP, something. you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, I have been working on music. Like I have a bunch of songs just in the chamber that I haven't even dropped. But the thing is, I'm doing so many different genres.
Right.
I don't know how to package that. So
It's a
I have
mixtape.
Southern soul songs. I have funk. I have rap. How do you put that on an album? You know what I'm
That's
saying?
Right.
today. That's
Right.
today. And just give it to them. I think you just give it to them. You know?
And
'Cause
you would
it's all in the comments. Yeah, where
Right.
your album at? I'm
Right.
like, we gonna
You would
see.
definitely have to put your uplifting song up there, which is "Lift Every Voice and Swing." You know?
Now that's a separate album. The
that
parody
could be
songs,
right
that's a
there.
separate album.
That
That's a
took me
gospel
through there. I was like,
album.
"Oh my gosh!"
Yeah.
Lift every arm and swing. Shout out to those who fought in the Battle of Montgomery.
Oh
We
my
sure
gosh.
appreciate your service.
When you saw that,
Right.
when you saw that event happen, what came to mind for you, like in the sense of like comedy material?
Well, in a non-comedy sense, I low-key was thinking about Nat Turner. So the first thing I dropped was a prayer to Nat Turner, Jesus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was
I saw
like about time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's about time that black people came together for the right cause
Yeah.
and stood up for each other. I've always wanted to see that.
Right.
And in this particular situation, there was no way that they could flip it. They couldn't change the narrative like the black
can't.
people did
Yeah.
something first.
That's
Yeah.
right.
And so, we felt justified in
Right.
that. But from the comedy sense, I just wanted to do something different because the amount of material that was out, holy mackerel.
Man.
So I'm like, what can I do? So I dropped the quartet song first,
Yeah.
Mess Around and Find Out.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then that's when I did Lift Every Arm and Swing because
Okay.
some other people had Lift Every Chair and Swing.
Yeah.
And I was hearing the songs that people were doing, but they didn't have harmony. You know what I'm
No,
saying? Like
right.
I
They
sound like a
could've
whole
Just
choir.
going.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Right.
it was just me. So I did like a full production. Like if I'm gonna come hard.
You got to come hard
And
with
you
it.
did.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. What's your relationship like? Like, what's it like working with like a king like Ced the Entertainer and Ricky Smiley? What's that like for you?
Man,
You know?
it's still surreal. I mean, I've been out with Ricky 7 years,
Oh.
and there's still reverence there.
Okay.
You know, I don't just bust in his dressing room. I'm watching to see, how he's feeling. Does he need space? If he invites me to the dressing room, I'll come and we chop it up. We have a very close relationship, but it's because I respect him.
Right.
And I respect boundaries. I don't get too comfortable, as he says.
Right.
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 And I think that's something that a lot of people need to remember when you're out on tour with people. Whether it's a new opportunity or an opportunity that you've been out for a long time, don't get too comfortable.
No, you
You know?
never can. Yeah.
No, but Ced, he's a king, man. In the way he walks, the way we travel, it's on some king stuff. you
Right,
know?
right.
And so it's just freaking surreal because I'm looking at him and Steve Harvey. They reconnected recently. Said had like a golf championship thing, and I'm like, damn, I tour with this man.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's a kings of comedy.
Yeah,
I've never
you-
met Steve, but it's just the fact that Ced knows who I am.
You's
Right.
a bad
He
mother.
knows you. He sees your phone call, he gonna pick up.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what it is. I love it.
I still
man.
get butterflies if I get a text from Ced the Entertainer. Like,
It's a good feeling.
yeah, it's a good feeling. But it's also like, let me not mess anything up.
Right.
Whatever he wants. I'm
Right.
yeah.
So you got the tour with Ced, and you're gonna be in Oklahoma the weekend.
Yes, Grant, Oklahoma. We're gonna be at I think it's called the Choctaw Casino.
Okay.
So we'll be there 2 nights, one show each night. The Friday, the September 1st, and then the 2nd will be there. And so it's like a 3-man show.
Okay.
And it's usually a host, a feature act, and then Ced.
Okay.
I'm not sure who else is on the show, but I haven't been out with him in a long time. And
Okay.
I don't think I've been out with him this year. So yeah, I'm excited to just get back in his presence.
That's
and
good. That's
get,
good.
Get his thoughts on the strike. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I'm always trying to soak up his knowledge.
Okay.
I see you got an event coming up at the fair also.
Oh yeah, man. I'm super excited about this. It's called Funny at the Fair,
Yeah.
brought to you by Experience Jackson. And Yolanda Singleton hit me up and was like, yo, the fair, they want to do a comedy show. Who can we get? And I was like, man, let's go straight Mississippi.
You
So
got to.
it's me, it's Kerwin Claiborne, who has a gargantuan following on
Yes,
social
he
media
does.
out of Vicksburg. He's actually from Vicksburg,
Vicksburg.
Jared.
Vicksburg.
Marvin Hunter,
She got
Marvin
some straightening.
straightening.
Yeah.
So
Marvin Hunter,
yeah.
also from Vicksburg.
Okay.
And
Okay.
Marvin and I toured with Ricky Smiley together. and JJ Williamson.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
wow.
love JJ.
All
He's a
corn,
homie.
repping.
Yeah.
Yeah, and JJ and I toured with Said.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
But JJ's always had a good relationship with Said because he's done a movie or two with him. in
yeah,
the past.
Johnson
Yeah.
Family Vacation.
Yeah.
I think that was
Yeah.
one of them.
Yep.
And yeah, so and JJ is like, that's a good person to have in your corner to vet. For
Yeah,
you.
I talk to him every now and again. You know, he's come up here before, you know, and done some hung out with us, you know, during you know when we have the rival game. So
Yeah,
you
because
know.
he's an Alcornite. And
Yeah.
he does not shy away from his
doesn't.
disdain for Jackson State, even though his son is going to Jackson State. So his son
That's a good
know what's
thing.
up.
He knows
Son
what's
on
up.
the right
Yeah,
side of the
yeah, he on the
fence.
right
Yeah.
side of the fence.
Very
yeah.
talented basketball player.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
that show is Friday, October 13th at the Mississippi Coliseum.
Okay.
Tickets are on sale
That's
now.
during homecoming
Ticketmaster.
weekend.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
We wanted to do
It's a big
something
weekend.
big.
Yeah.
So the fair and homecoming.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
I think what I really am intrigued by is like the people you started with here. Like you started with your Nardos and your Mercs, and you still got them with you on tour. And when you're doing things around here, you always keep them in the presence and in the limelight. Man, like a lot of people don't do that. What's the significance in that for you?
Man, I'm not a good friend if I'm not putting pressure on my friends to be great.
Right.
That's right.
Period.
Right.
It is no fun being at the top alone.
Facts.
Right.
Man.
Nothing. It's not fun. And I'm not saying that I'm at the top, but I don't want to get to the top and be alone. Like I want to
Right.
share that success with somebody. I want to feel like I brought some folks with me that I loved and I trusted. So that means a lot to me. It means a lot to them.
Right.
You know, that I still ride with them. And I mean, why wouldn't I? They've been 100 since day one.
Right.
You know, we in a group chat every day. We're talking about our desires
only
for our
imagine that group
careers. Oh, group chat is wild.
Wow.
I hope to the good Lord above it never goes public. All us gonna get canceled. But it's important to me to have friendship. I think about Kevin Hart, and he has the Plastic Cup Boys, and he's like, ain't nobody else getting in this group. It's
Okay.
been us. It's gonna be us, and that's how I feel about Nardo and Merc. It's the hilarious
man.
homies for
That's
life.
so dope.
Yeah.
I love
That's
that.
dope.
Now, recently you were at the Mississippi Film Festival. How was that?
Yes.
Or a summit. It was a
Yeah, the
summit.
Mississippi Film Summit. Yeah, my good friend Tabi Moyo, who works with
No
Mississippi.
time. Yeah, I know her. Yeah.
Yeah, extremely good friend of mine, and she produces the workout room for me. And she was like, "Yo, I need you to host this panel in conversation with Elegance Bratton, who is a writer, director, filmmaker. His movie is The Inspection, and he has an amazing story about being in the Marines during Don't Ask, Don't Tell, when it was illegal essentially to be gay." And if you said anything about your sexuality, they would immediately kick you out.
Yeah.
And I was in the military during the same time.
Right.
And I remember there were girls who like girls, and if they said it, they got kicked out.
Wow.
So he and I were able to have this amazing conversation about his movie, The Inspection, which talks about his journey through that. Also, his mother was not fond of his sexuality, and so that's a relationship that was explored in the movie. And man, it was a hell of a good conversation.
I bet
That's
it was.
good,
Elegance.
man. That's good.
Yeah.
You're doing big things in the city and around
Yeah,
the country.
yeah,
like,
man.
For real.
Thank you.
You're
Yeah.
growing. Let's talk about your variety specials. You recently, last year you did the National Memorial Day concert, and that was a PBS situation, right?
Yes, I think it was on PBS.
Okay.
But it's a yearly thing.
Okay.
Where we honor veterans.
Okay,
And,
okay.
and those who have passed on.
Okay, and the standout, the LGBTQ variety show as well. What was that like working? Like, how'd you feel in the room working with everybody that you got the opportunity? There's some names on there. I've seen. the
Yeah,
names.
Rosie
Yeah.
O'Donnell
Yeah.
came through. I got to work with the Gay Men's Chorus of California. So on that particular special, I got to stretch my music muscles.
Okay.
Comedy music muscles, because we were doing some parody stuff. But that particular show, it was basically comedians in the LGBTQIA plus community, and everybody was doing their own thing. So some people were doing stand up, some people were doing monologues. Bob the drag queen was hosting. He is freaking hilarious as hell. So once again, man, you just have to keep your composure when these gigantic stars are coming around.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and show what you made of, because it was a comedy writing gig, but they were all very refreshed and impressed to know that I had the comedy, that I had the music Gene.
Okay.
You know, because I had to like provide scratches for songs and stuff, and they like, yo, this you singing all this? And I'm like, yeah.
I'm from Mississippi. I can do it all.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I do writing gigs, you know, I'm trying to sneak in everything.
You got to. You got to.
Yeah.
Has there ever been a time in this journey that you got going on with the comedy, did you ever feel like, man, what if, am I going to make it? Am I not going to make it? Have you ever felt like that? Or just like, you know, how you be in the bed, sometimes you're looking up at the sky kind of situation,
Sure.
you know?
Well, I think it depends on your definition of making it.
Yeah.
It's same for this idea of being successful.
Yeah.
Whatever that definition is for you, I think that's what matters.
Right,
You know,
okay.
so the bigger goal, if it's to be on Saturday Night Live, of course, I'm always going to have hopes and dreams and be aiming bigger. But one thing I don't want to do is take anything that I already have for granted.
Yeah.
I remember this song when I was in church to say, if God never does anything else for me, he's done enough. And I live by that, you know, because sometimes we get greedy and then we think, oh, I don't have enough. Well, if you look at it, you do have enough. You think about where you've come from and where you are now.
and where
That's right.
Yeah.
So it is always my goal to keep striving for higher. But I also just want to sometimes sit in where I am and just be grateful.
Yeah. But would you like to do like a SNL?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see
Yeah.
it.
It's a lot of stories out about it being very tough. It is a tough recording schedule. It's highly competitive to get your skits on or to get in
Really?
the skits. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of responsibility, but you know, I don't doubt that I could do it if given
could
the
do it.
opportunity. Yeah.
Right. Now, Steve Harvey, a few days ago, he just came back and said, well, the tweet said, name one unfunny comedian.
Yeah, I
and
saw
he
that.
cleared it up and cleaned it up.
Yeah.
If that were a situation, how would you respond to it? Like if it were coming from a comedian saying something like that, do you think all comedians think like there's no unfunny comedian, or do you think like some comedians are slaw or what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's in any career.
Yeah, well, yeah, you know.
got slaw radio personality.
You got-
like, how the hell
yeah.
they on the air?
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
You know, I think we all have that opinion.
Yeah.
But I'm glad he cleared it up because, you know, that kind of divisiveness, that is clickbait.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's not something that Steve has to say. Why would he care about
He
who's
don't care.
funny?
Yeah, he's good. Yeah,
Man, he got so many damn contracts. He ain't got time to think about that.
right.
But yeah, I see a lot of that. You know, who would be the headliner? Chris Rock or Eddie Murphy or Richard Pryor or Red Fox? And it's like, does that matter?
Man, right.
Yeah.
They
And
are-
I hate stuff like
You
that.
talking about like
hate
the
it.
Mount Rushmore kind of?
Like getting people that's dead
Yeah.
and as well, you know, all the greats, and you trying to pin them against each other.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, you can like them all at the same time.
You
they all
can.
have different qualities.
Yeah, they
Right.
do.
And another thing you have to remember is it's just like basketball. They were all doing something in a different generation, so the rules were different.
Right.
If you go back and listen to Raw and Delirious, 99%
Oh,
of what Eddie Murphy
Yes.
was saying, and he has said
He would get
this.
canceled.
yeah.
Eddie Murphy has said that he is reluctant to get back on stage because he may get canceled. Steve Harvey has said the same thing.
Right,
Like, this is not the type of environment now where you can just say the things that you want to say or that you used to say because they're policing language.
Right.
You know, Dave
Yes.
Chappelle is probably one of the only ones left.
can get away with it.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like, you know, you comparing Brian and MJ, they had different competition.
Yeah.
You know, so you put either one of them in today's basketball, you know, how do we know how they were fair? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's
every
true.
generation they perform based on the standards of that generation.
Indeed.
Facts.
You got podcasts too. Let's talk about your podcast.
I got a podcast.
Yeah.
What's the name of it?
What's the name of that podcast? Ain't the
Tell
name
me.
of that podcast?
Is it Raising the Sip?
Yeah, Raising the Sip.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many you got?
Well, that one is on hiatus right now.
Okay.
It is. It's still wonderful to go back and binge listen to.
Okay.
It was in collaboration with the Women's Foundation of Mississippi.
Sure.
And I talked to some amazing women: Cassandra Welshland, Florence Brown Wright, Pamela Jr., Nikisha
Just saw Pam
Burrs.
today. We saw her today.
Yes. So it was just an hour of conversation about who they are as women, what they represent, their hopes for women and girls in Mississippi. And it's a great podcast to go back and listen to. But
That's good.
yeah, I need to get it back started. It's on hiatus right now.
That's what's up, man. Got it on ice. It's all good, man.
So what are your plans for the future? Where you see yourself going?
That's a good question. I don't know, man. I really be trying to take stuff day by day, week by week.
Right.
You know, but you know, the entertainment industry is so unpredictable.
Yeah.
I think I just kind of let God lead me. You know, I some years back I said that I had stopped writing down a bunch of goals and doing vision boards and stuff like that. It was just like, I'm just gonna go with the flow.
go
That's
with
right.
the
You know
flow.
what?
Gotcha.
Whatever opportunities come my way. But eventually, I would like to get some acting gigs.
Okay.
Eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
see
I've
that.
and you know, people always talk about the failures, but I have an agency and they've sent me tons of auditions and I've sent in, 50, 75, 100 self-tapes.
Wow.
And I haven't gotten those roles yet, you know?
Okay.
So it's a struggle too sometimes in the entertainment industry, even though
Yeah.
people only see the glamour
Right.
behind the scenes. You know, we don't win everything.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
But you're doing your acting in your car commercials.
Yeah. Car commercials lit, man. That's,
Yeah.
Man,
How
you
often-
talking about famous.
How often do you come through? Do you come through and tape? Like, do you tape more than 1 or 2 at one time, or just
Yeah,
one?
I do 4 to 5 each month.
Okay. Okay.
But they're 30 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah, but man, them car commercials, the elderly people
funny.
love them.
Yeah, they do.
One time I was on the phone with my grandmother and I was like, yo, Granny, how's your day? She was like, shh, shh. I was like, what is it? She was like, I'm looking at my grandbaby on the TV. I'm like, yo, I'm on the phone with you. I'm on the phone with
That's
you.
grandma.
So shout out to Patty Peck Honda.
Right. And what I thought was grand was it was a huge transition. You always would see white people doing the car commercials, and now we got Rita Brent doing them.
Yes.
Right.
We
Yeah,
got
we had a conversation.
Yeah.
They were like, we need some representation in the urban community.
Right.
And so they wanted, I guess, black people to feel represented on television. And I don't take this lightly. I don't know if people know, but Maggie Wade is my cousin. And I think it is just amazing that she has been on the air operating in excellence
Man.
as long as she has.
Yeah.
She
The best.
is a
Maggie's-
matriarch in
Maggie's the
media.
show.
She's everybody's
Yeah.
favorite.
Yeah.
in the
She
city.
is.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
But it's because she's as beautiful off the air
Oh,
as
yeah.
she is on
Very
air.
genuine.
Yeah.
Very genuine, very kind.
Yeah.
So to have my brown face on television where kids and whomever can look and say, oh, that could be a possibility for me,
Yeah.
is much, much bigger than car commercials.
Yeah. That's
So
what's up.
it's going on. This is my 5th year anniversary with Patty Peck.
Whoa.
Wow.
It's been
Yeah.
5
It's
years.
been moving fast.
Wow.
Yeah.
I
And
love
each
it.
one of them is very funny.
Thank you.
I laugh all the time.
Now, do they write it or do you write those?
You want to guess?
You right.
I'm thinking you write them.
Yeah, I write them.
Yeah.
Every single one.
Because,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just genuine, when
Yeah.
I'm seeing it. Yeah.
That was part of my negotiation. Like,
Okay.
I'll do it, but I got to write it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So if it's a price point, they'll give me a price point, so I have that part right.
Okay.
But other than that, they don't know what I'm gonna do when I come in there.
Roll
Like,
the
all right.
cameras, huh?
Yeah.
Now, do some of your colleagues in the comedy industry, do they know that you do these commercials? And
Nah, I think it'll be a surprise for a lot of them.
Really?
And even if I say it, they not really
They
thinking.
don't- yeah.
They thinking like, I don't know what they thinking. When I say
Yeah.
I do car commercials, I don't know if they thinking, oh, that's corny. You do car commercials. I'm like, man, y'all just got to go see them for yourself.
Yeah.
They're different. Yeah.
Now, would you ever have a comedy variety with some of your comedian, your colleagues coming to Jackson or the state of Mississippi anytime soon?
Oh, like a collaborative show?
Yeah.
I've not thought about that, but I do have a couple comedian friends who I think we could. There's a guy named Alton Walker out of Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay.
He's like the female version of me. I'm like the male version of him. That singing comedy. He's a drummer. I'm a drummer. We both tour with Ricky Smiley
Right,
now.
right.
But we have been discussing this, doing something other than just stand-up comedy.
Okay.
We want to go back to Sammy Davis Jr. days.
Oh,
okay.
You know what I'm saying? Where
That's
it's
needed.
where it's genuinely a variety
Yeah.
show.
Right,
Not
right,
just-
right.
Just
Okay.
stand up. I don't know if people have an appetite for that anymore, but we want to try it out.
Hey, Reed, bring it back out.
Bring it
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the attention span these days is real short. So
Ain't
Very
it?
short.
I be feeling crazy doing all this work to post on social media and then somebody will get on there and react to a whale jumping out the water.
Yeah.
5 million views.
Stole
I'm
my
like,
fan.
damn.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
all right. I gotta stay true to myself, man. I'm not going with the wave. I'm not
Definitely
gonna-
love it, man. Give us your next 3 tours besides, okay, you got Oklahoma this weekend.
Yes,
Okay.
and I'll be out with Ricky all this September as well.
Okay.
So Ricky and I,
That's the show or comedy tour?
well, on the comedy tour.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll be in MGM Harbor. We'll be in Atlantic City. We'll be in Hammond, Indiana. We'll be in Columbus, Georgia. I'm pretty sure all those dates are in September with Ricky.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Oklahoma with Cedric.
Okay.
Yeah, but I've enjoyed being on the Ricky Smiley Morning Show.
Yeah, man.
So
Yeah.
you might be hearing a little bit more from me on there.
Good.
So what else do you have coming up in the SIP for the rest of the year?
I'm gonna do the workout room through September.
Okay.
I did not initially intend to do it through the end of the
But
year.
it's
Okay.
kind of a hit, huh?
Huh?
It's a hit, huh?
Yes, it is a hit, but it's weekly, and that's a lot more work than I thought.
Yeah. So it's every Tuesday, right?
Yeah, every Tuesday, and we
right.
kick off at 7:30, and it's been great. Like we get new people, we getting repeat customers coming in. So I might reduce it to once a month after September.
Okay.
But yeah, right now the workout room is every Tuesday, 7:30 at Howlin' Miles in the Red Room.
Okay.
And it's dope.
We're there. We'll be there. Like, throw out that social in that website, man, so everybody know how to get at you, book you, and all that good stuff.
Yes, sir. Listen to my music on all digital music platforms. Listen to Apple Music, Spotify pays the least. So let's go Apple Music, YouTube Music. That's where that money really be coming in.
Yeah.
Follow me on all social media. It's Rita Brent Comedy. That's RITABRENT Comedy on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and my Twitter. I don't be on Twitter or X, whatever it's called now.
Yeah.
RitaBrent.com is a website. You can see the schedule there and how to book me.
All right. Is there anything else you want to add to all of this?
No, man. I've enjoyed talking to y'all. Ask some great questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, because usually you do an interview and people like, well, who's your favorite comedian? I'm like, man, I've been asked that 1,000 times.
11,000 times.
Yeah, ask me
man.
something a little more thought-provoking.
Yeah.
But Rita,
Yeah.
who's your favorite comedian?
Stop. Dave Chappelle.
I love it.
Yeah.
Listen, man, you're inside the 748 podcast on the Urban City Podcasting Network. Gerald Jabot, Bottle Papa, DJ Fingerprint. Listen, man, we appreciate Rita Brent for stopping by.
Ayo.
Make sure y'all click like and subscribe and hit that notification button on our YouTube page, man, so you can get all our content and everything that's coming up. All right, this is 748 podcast. Gerald Jabot, Bottle Papa, DJ Fingerprint. Y'all keep it locked.
Bye.
Urban City Podcast.